mental health. Now, I do want to stress there is a difference between mental health and mental illness. So according to the World Health Organization, mental health is defined as a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, and they can cope with the normal stresses of life, and they can work productively and fruitfully, and they're able to make a contribution to her or his community. So people can have mental illness. So the way I like to look at it is just like you have physical health and your physical illness. For instance, when you're physically ill, you have a fever, or you can have a chronic condition like asthma. But that means you're ill. But also your physical health, you cannot have any of these and still your health may not be prime if you're obese, or you are chronically fatigued, always, you feel like you have digestive issues. So there can be areas of not being prime in your health without having to be ill. And that's the same thing with mental health. You don't have to have a mental illness to feel like you don't have enough positive emotions, or you don't have the energy to face the day. It doesn't mean that you're mentally ill. You're just in a state of mind that is not at its prime. So there was a Canadian study that looked at 25,000 participants, and this included people who also had mental disorders, which they classified as depression, bipolar, generalized anxiety disorder. But even with people who had illnesses who were properly treated, they were able to achieve mental health that were in this table. You can see in the flourishing level where they were able to achieve that. So again, the reason I'm differentiating this is mental health, it's all of our responsibility for each of us, how we actually have to be deliberate in how we take care of that. So again, just to define, according to the American Psychiatric Association, mental illness is significant changes in thinking, emotion, and behavior. It basically causes distress and problems in your day-to-day functioning and in your different circles. So the same study that I had referred to previously, the Canadian community evaluation. So in this table, what you'd find really interesting, the very first column, it says any past 12-month mental disorder. The very first line says no. And yes, it's kind of expected that most of those who don't have mental disorder, it's easy for them to be in the flourishing column, which was 72.5% of them. But what was very encouraging also for those who did have a mental disorder were able to go into that flourishing realm, mainly because they were able to find the right tools to help them. So yes, so there are certain things that are out of our control. There's genetic factors, there are neurotransmitter imbalances. All of these can contribute to having our minds not work properly, but it is a possibility if you have the right tools and the medications and people, and also doing the right lifestyle changes, you can actually go to that realm of flourishing.